and they're having a hard time killing him off. Support's coming in from the south. VS swap. Iceberg, he swapped down and swapped around. He'll be completely turned around, but IG didn't know exactly where to fight, and No Fear is sacrificing himself. It is a full retreat from Winstrike.
Swap to swap. Good save. That is worth dying for sure.
Boboka's been really on the mark too. Like, he's always had fantastic abilities, like the EMP burn in mid lane previously.
Shukuchi plays, Ghostwalk plays.
They smoked underneath the Observer Ward.
I think Winstrike might want this fight. Even 4-on-5. If they could heal up their Invoker beforehand and just fight on their high ground.
He's not using his Spirit Vessel for the moment.
That's a bit surprising.
They have an illusion of Drow Ranger moving as though it may be the real one. Probably hoping for a bait attack. They're going to use the Shrine to get Iceberg up. Observe Ward. IG sees a lot. SRF just jumps straight in. He only now turns on the Blade Mail. The damage is high. They're waiting it out. They're just kiting him at the moment. As well, is there an EMP? Is there another control? There isn't. They just burn through the Aegis. Another tornado onto the Necro. Send him up. Bring him back down again. Nograda has the kill. Another side onto 100% HP hero. Silent needs his distance. He does not have it, but it will not matter. Iceberg is so strong when he's alacritied up by himself. And they're chasing IG into the trees where I believe people say it's safe, but always want to fly. Runs in close. They do get the earn off onto Mirana. So she'll fall. Q with the TP out. Won't happen. A triple kill for Iceberg. Bobak will be successful, but he's the only survivor from IG, and barely. That tornado only just came off cooldown.
I might sound like a broken record here, but that looked like another fight that IG just forced super hard into really dangerous territory. I get that they want to try to take fights, but it's just not the way to go about it. It's especially not when they're playing into this Crosswix Invoker that they can't solve this problem. They actually just can't solve it. They don't have enough damage when he BKBs, and the Necrophos is getting into really awkward situations where he can't get any meaningful Reaper off. That was another fight where he tries to Reaper defensively. That's a really bad sign when that happens.
And he Reapers the hero seed, like even controlling doesn't mean that much. Like he Reapered Undying after Undying popped all of his abilities.
Oh, it was Undying even?
It was Undying.
Yeah, that's ugly.
It was Undying when he was like at 95% HP.
That doesn't help.
No, it does not. So you're right, they're forcing it, but it's like when you force it, you can imagine them going on a singular target, but it seems like everyone in IG just have a different idea of which target they need to go on.
But I also think when they choose this fight, right? They choose this fight where they smoke in and place a ward, but they don't have Moonlight Shadow. Because if they have Moonlight Shadow there, it will be a different kind of jump, most likely, where they can surprise Winstrike. But Winstrike just saw the smoke break, and that's a dead Roche.
That's 557 damage on a Drow Ranger.
Yeah.
That they will now give the Aegis the Immortal to. Iceberg took the cheese. They know Iceberg can survive a lot longer than the Drow Ranger can. And she has been a pretty big target for the rest of IG. They just could never get the Necro down to her.
The Necro has felt super underwhelming this game. Like, really, really underwhelming.
Oh, Shrine's getting beaten down. Silent does so much damage, but even by the time IG want to try and fight this, it'll take too long. And they Moonlight Shadow, but there's no opening they found. Even Radiant Sentry, what did Boboka get? Okay, that took a while to reach him, but he stole Gust. Nice arrow, 5 seconds on Iceberg. They four-staff him away, and this drags SRF even further back, and they got perfectly hit by the Swarm, and still didn't get the kill on Iceberg. The Scythe was there, but he was 20% after the Scythe. Buybacks have to come thick and fast because aggressive is getting ripped apart. Drow Ranger, the Aegis Immortal will break, but with the cold snap out, it's a triple kill for Iceberg. This Invoker is going ham.
Has 4 vessels. He can heal up his entire team, and they can keep this push going if they want. Or they could just settle for, how many buybacks was that?
They got 3. They got actually on all 3 cores all back.
3 cores, and all they lost was an Aegis and a cheese. That is such a big win.
And now they give Iceberg an Arcane Rune and go back in and fight.
And an Oxrine core as it looks, so all his spells will have like 5-second cooldown. That's pretty hype.
Yeah. Don't think he'll spend that money now, however.
Oh, he might. I don't think he has to save buyback right now. I actually don't think there's a threat that IG end this game or take racks even if they get a bad fight. I think you just buy up here.
What is IG up to? Like, why are they moving as 5? Like, is it so someone could buy something at the secret shop?
they need to move together because they're terrified. Like if they get jumped and they're not close to each other, we talked about it earlier in the game. The damage comes out so fast from Winstrike that they have to be in range to react for each other so quickly.
I suppose that's the only place too with vision. Like the Observer Sentry Ward gives them some level of comfort.
Yeah.
Which they do not find in their other jungle. Yeah, but Winstrike are preparing now for the mid push. Top lane's already been taken care of. It wasn't even a hero that killed off the Ranger axe. It was 2 catapults that pushed him previously. And they see Bobica by himself, but you know Bobica's going to have escape, blink, force, and TP with 21 charges. Just needs to relieve the pressure on the bottom lane. Starts his TP already. And Nongrada's too late.
But they are super cornered in their base now. Very limited on options here, IG.
They Moonlight Shadowed. They're coming out.
This is an all-in play. If this one fails, the game is over. And they know it, so they're hoping, they're banking on the Winstrike team being spread out.
Pick up, throw down with the Starfall and the Scythe. They get the kill.
Not
2
bad.
minutes and a bit extra change where the Weaver is down. Meanwhile, buff up a Force Spirit and take out a tier 3 tower. Did they actually use the Drow Aura too? Drow Aura, click, 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 click. Not happening.
He just used it now.
Little late though.
Too late, yeah. That actually could have maybe been a range track.
Yeah.
They used it straight away.
Well, they just go again. They've still got the Aura up and running, so all right, here we go once more. This is why you don't need SD Luna. You just send in Force Spirits to do your dirty work for you. And the Lincoln Sphere is completed on the Drow Ranger, so silent. Defensive item for him. Wraithfire Blast, Scythe. Rather difficult to latch.
Oh, this item could be big for IG. They just got an Axe on Shaman. He's getting level 20. Q is actually really farmed this game. For his team. Obviously Baboka is way richer, but given the circumstance this game is in, this is a pretty rich Shaman.
I love when
20 just off.
Iceberg's tornado lasts so long that he actually had trouble timing the EMP against SRF.
Yeah, did he take? I didn't take the lift time talent. He took the Chaos Meteor contact damage.
Well, finally, Winstrike have found that Observer Ward on bottom lane. As IG go very much dark on the map, the creep wave's the only thing really giving them vision outside their own base, but still, they decide they're going to invis Moonlight Shadow Walk underneath the Observer and the Sentry. Looking for a kill that seems questionable after you just lost your Observer and Sentry in the same position.
They really just want to try to take a fight while Weaver's dead. But Winstrike's not giving it to them. They're just gonna wait. They're like, well, we have 2 lanes that are pushing in all the time, both mid and top. So if they're not dealing with this, sooner or later they're gonna have to go back.
Yep.
They can just sit here and wait. Actually, Silent right now is taking a little bit of a risk farming that Ancient camp, but his teammates were nearby with the vengeful swap, so probably would have been safe either way.
They're just waiting for next Roshan, probably.
And now they should be getting some info.
Fight. No, they got 2.5 minutes before Roshan could spawn.
Looks like Always Want to Fly might want to go for a smoke maneuver and catch the Invictus Gaming side in their base when they start pushing out top. He was drawing some sort of a line on the map.
Well, they are grouped up, but no smoke.
Not yet.
They are lined up for it. Still working on items defensive for IG. It's a Crimson Guard that SRF is dreaming he can complete one day.
There's the smoke.
All right. So they use Iceberg as the front liner. It's pretty damn tanky, 2.8k. He's actually hitting himself. That was 500 as well for the Invoker. What's he get? He's getting plus 86 from Precision Aura. And he's got his Alacrity buff up too. So they're smoked up. Mirana revealed. Wraith King as well. Wraith breaks the smoke, but they swap in. They want it aggressive. He'll Manta and then leap back up again. SRF's in pretty deep, but then the Lincolns, it protected the Vengeful Spirit and the time lapse. It comes in once more. Aghadim's buffed up. An easy, quick save. SRF has no way to run back out of this one. And even with the Aghadim's upgraded Shaman wards, which were problematic for Winstrike, it's not enough to cause that many problems. And Cataclysm. just leveled up, use it instantly. Everyone splits for IG though.
Did absolutely nothing.
Oh, they got the Wraith King dead for a minute. That's more than enough of an opening for Winstrike just to go up.
Yep, healing everybody up nicely with the Vessel and with the Soul Rip. And Iceberg's going to save one last Vessel charge to use offensively with Cold Snap.
But no Mass Serpent Wards, no Reaper's Scythe,
Yeah,
no Moonlight Shadow.
Another Reaper that... I get where they were coming from trying to get the Venge, but they used it too early anyway, and there was the Axe Weaver. I don't know if they noticed that one, though.
It was the first time it was used, right?
Yeah, it was.
Gust over onto Silent, tries to actually break free. He's just standing his ground. Doesn't have that much to work with, apart from his team. His team's still actually a lot to work with.
Yep, that was another Axe time-lapse, so Silent got back to full.
For Boca. Spirit Vessel's on him, 4 staffs up. They got the dust revealed just in case he has any kind of invis. And Bobic almost being pushed out of the map, out of the game. He can stay in the tournament for now, but Winstrike got to push a little bit harder to get him out of that. But 2 full lanes of racks down and the tier 3 tower on bottom. Shrine's already gone. They can come back for the 40-minute bounty runes. And the lead. This just seems to happen again. Like it happened in game 1. You were commenting about it. You just have this huge shift in the way of Winstrike. This isn't as powerful as game 1, but just feels like we've hit that point where IG is totally locked out of playing in this game.
It came around the Roche move again. Like Winstrike go to the Roche, they get it for free. Then IG are like, oh, let's fight them. And they go in the middle of the map, try to jump the guy who has Aegis, and just get a horrible fight out of it. It's been the same play both games, and that's really been one of the defining moments in both of the victories that we're assuming Winstrike are going to win this game by now. It's very unlikely they lose.
Oh, wait, where's my win probability? We're at 99%.
All right. The last 1% is... I don't know.
The ultimate throw.
I don't know what the last percent is.
Does it change with Roshan going their way? No, it still says 99%. This is Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher, and it's Invoker who's holding the Refresher for the moment. He actually doesn't have a slot for it.
1%'s got to be Iceberg running down mid and breaking his items or something.
I denied all my items. I don't know how it happened. Ask KYXY.
I wonder what would happen to the win percentage if he just broke all his items, actually. What it would say. That would be... Do it for science.
Yeah. I denied for science. Drone range is buffed up again. My
Their
God.
net worth advantage is more than
600. Now your jump comes in. The swap inside. There's still not enough. It's the Weaver they aim for. He'll do self. Time lapse back out. Goodbye, Necro. Goodbye, Wraith King. That's the second life of his. And really goodbye, Invictus Gaming. They've lost 3 heroes. GG is the call. And Winstrike. They didn't have a good start for today, but they end beautifully with a 2-0. Wow, indeed, LD.
Winstrike 2-0 versus IG. Not necessarily expected, but still fantastic to see the side. A dark horse perhaps coming into TI8 as they managed to get themselves 2 comfortable wins. And that's the standings for you up on your screens for the end of day 1. We do see, you know, what seems to be a rather predictable nature for some of the bracket, others not so much. Serenity comfortable in the center of Group B at the end of the day. Winstrike the same over on Group A. And the rest, of course, you can read for yourself. Now, just a quick reminder as well, we did announce it once, we'll do it again of what's coming up tomorrow. Your games tomorrow, you get the likes of VP and Secret, VG Newbie, TNC Pain, and more from Optic Gaming as we wait to see